Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 17, Episode 7. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So, this episode starts off, we see a little clip of Gina and Emily having a little bit of lunch, and Gina was telling Emily how she felt hurt by Heather's treatment of her on this trip to Montana, even though I think that Heather was absolutely just trying to help Gina. And she says that she's going to let Heather know exactly how she feels, and Heather is going to be receptive of this and take her feelings into consideration, or it's going to be the end of their friendship because she feels that Heather wasn't being a real friend to her. And I laughed a little. I said, you know what, Gina and Emily both, they are really stretching so hard to have a damn storyline this season, to have anything to talk about. Heather is the same woman who you didn't even speak to after filming last season. You went through the entire summer without even speaking to this woman. Now, all of a sudden, you are expecting the ultimate friendship from Heather. I don't understand this. And why would she think that this ultimatum that she'd be throwing out to Heather, that Heather would be fazed by it? Girl, goodbye. Then Bravo decides that we should have another little scene of Ryan and Tamra. Bravo, please get it through your head that we the people, okay, all the people that watch Bravo, we don't want to see Ryan. Keep Tamra's son off the damn television. Then we see Shannon over at John's house, and John's raggedy refrigerator, every time Shannon goes to open it, stuff starts flying out the refrigerator. First of all, I think it might be time to replace that refrigerator. I also agree that Shannon is right. Something is wrong with the racks on your door. Get your racks on your door fixed, or remove all the stuff off the door. Because every time someone opens up your refrigerator, they don't want to have to duck. I mean, seriously. Now, Shannon was talking to him about her daughter probably getting married to her boyfriend right out of college, and I can understand her concern. I believe she said last season that this is her daughter's first true relationship, and I would be concerned and worried too that my daughter would run off and marry the first real true relationship she ever had. Not saying that she needs to go out and date half the university, but I do think that she should have some dating under her belt before running off to get married. I think taking your time is the right way to go, so I understand that she's a little concerned. Now, her conversation with John, honey, listen, it was throwing all kinds of red flags. Of course, we already know that once filming ended, the very next day, John broke up with her. But throughout their conversation, he was pretty much saying, I'm not that into you. He really was. He told her listening to all the things that's going on in her life really stresses him out. He didn't really want to talk about the future, moving in together, what the kids were up to, what she was doing with her business. Listen, this man was not into Shannon as much as she was into him. Now listen, Emily and Heather and Tamra at this nail place. Now listen, some of the stuff that Emily said to Heather, I can kind of agree with, but the delivery was completely off. It really was. First of all, you were not there in Montana when Heather made the comment, everyday working people. You were not there, so you do not know the full context. And Heather, and you could tell that she really didn't mean anything by it. The way she said it kind of turned you off a little bit, but she didn't mean anything bad by it. And even though I agree a little bit with the way Emily said, sometimes she says things that seem a bit condescending. I agree with that, but the way you delivered it came off all wrong. And Emily, there are a lot of times that you deliver information to people in such a negative, pissy, condescending way yourself. So you really don't have any business or any right getting on this woman like this. I was a little bit pissed with that. Now, honey, listen. Jennifer is at her yoga business. She's trying to make a successful business out of this. She wants to be an independent woman and be able to take care of her kids in case anything goes down and her ex-husband is not able to pull his weight. And I understand that. Get it, girl. Do you. But what I was not here for was Gina prancing her ass into this woman's yoga shop with this nice candle trying to apologize. Now, Jen is a great addition to this show. I really like her. To me, she's a full-rounded housewife. I also believe that she's lying about the sex with Ryan. I think she clearly had the sex with Ryan, before she was, fully out of that relationship with her husband. But anyway, that is not my business. What I don't like is Gina wants to now come in here and apologize to this woman and act as if, she's really sorry for the way she behaved and all of this stuff. Girl, get the hell out of here. Listen, Jennifer is a much better person than me, because I would have told Gina the hell off. I would have let her know, listen, I'm glad that you have come here with this nice candle and everything, and I appreciate the fact that you are here to apologize to me for this behavior that you exhibited on this trip to Montana. But let's be very clear. I did not cheat with your husband. I didn't do anything to you. My divorce, my affair has absolutely nothing to do with you. And I appreciate this apology. But if this comes up again and you start to go through these theatrics, girl, all gloves are off when it comes to you and me. Stop playing with me. Having an affair, wrong. Morally wrong. Wrong to my husband. Wrong to my kids. Nothing to do with you. Period. That's how that conversation would have went. Now, when they talked a little bit about Tamra, listen, I 100% was Team Gina here. Gina said she thinks that Jennifer's expectations of Tamra was a little too much. She says Tamra has already shown you who she is, and that is facts. I don't understand why Jen does not believe who Tamra is. She is not your friend. She is not your friend. She is none of these ladies' friends. Tamra cares about Tamra. Tamra wants to hold on to that orange, and Tamra will do anything to make sure that that happens. Girl, stop being loyal to her, because she clearly has no loyalty to you. Now, we did get a little bit more about Emily's relationship with her mom. Now, listen, peeps, if you hear music in the background, listen. It's coming from across the street. My neighbor's having a party. They've got a DJ and a whole lot of speakers. It's so much music coming across the street that my floor in my house is vibrating. Anyway, this is not about my neighbor's party. As I was saying before this music interrupted us, Emily talks a little bit more about her relationship with her mom, and I like this. I said, all right, she's got a little bit of a storyline and I'm here for it. Her mom sends her some pictures of her and her sisters, when they were growing up, and she gets extremely emotional about this. And all she wants is for a better relationship with her mom, and for her mom and her children to get along and know each other and spend time together. So she tells Shane, how would you feel if I invited mom to come out here to Orange County? And he says, okay. So she goes and she calls her mom, and her mom says she would love to come out there. And she wants to have them start over fresh. Now, listen, let me give you a little piece of advice. In my opinion, Emily and her mom, I do think that they can make this work. I think it would be wonderful for those children to not only have Shane's mom for their grandmother, but to also have Emily's mom, to have both of their grandmothers in their lives. But you're not going to be able to just sweep the past under the rug. Now, let me tell you, if you want this relationship to work out, for it to be solid, for this to actually work for you, your mother, and the children, you and your mom have got to deal with the past. You cannot sweep the past under the rug. You have got to deal with it, face it head on, and then you can move forward. But you're not going to be able to just fast forward and everything's perfect. That's not going to work. Listen, Shannon's out there shopping with the kids, and I thought it was hilarious. She's trying to get the kids to buy secondhand stuff, and she's got reasons for it. New stuff is toxic, but this secondhand stuff is a little bit better for them and the environment. I appreciate that, Shannon. That's a very creative way of saying I don't want to spend all the money. I agree with you. I don't either. But at the same time, you did just purchase a $3,200 purse, at this store. So you still spending a lot of money. Anyway, she was telling the kids that they need to get some kind of college counselor, so they can help them with their college submissions and their essays. And David said, nuh-uh, they just need an essay editor. I'm Team David. Save the money, honey. Just write your own essay and then get somebody professional to edit it for you and make it sound right. Girl, college counselor. Ooh, that's a lot of money. And then she was saying that it's going to be $75,000 a year for both of the girls to go to the colleges that they are interested in. That's a lot of money. And I understand it, honey, because I'm paying a lot of money for my son's college, and I ain't rich. I don't have any lemon stuff that I'm selling, any tinctures. Isn't that what she called them last season? Tinctures. I don't have any of those. You know what I mean? I'm not selling anything, actually. I should start selling stuff. This is not about me. Moving on. Now, listen, they get on this tiny boat, and I don't understand it. Anyway, they're all dressed to the nines, dressed to the nines. And at first I said, why are they dressed up so nicely to get on this tiny boat? I would have showed up in a nice pair of jeans with a real blouse, a blouse, not Riverdance, but a blouse, and, some nice little strappy sandals. That's still cute enough to go to the Nobu. Anyway, Heather, as soon as she gets on the boat with Taylor, she apologizes. And I said, oh, this is great. Give the girl an apology because she didn't mean anything. She apologizes to Taylor. Taylor apologizes to her. I said, this is great. It really is. Now, don't bring this up again. Okay, you have both apologized. We do not need to dance around this mulberry bush. Not one more time. Both people apologize. Move the hell on. Heather invites the acting coach. And at first I said, well, why the hell is this woman here? But she was a bit entertaining. She really was. Now, honey, listen, they take the Barbie boat over to the Nobu. Now, I have no idea what happened, but as soon as Heather brought up the fact that her daughter wasn't doing well in college and she was catching a red eye to go see her daughter, I started to tear up. I said, why am I tearing up? I don't know. I think I started to tear up because I totally get it. One time when I was a kid, I was just going to run away. As soon as I turned 18, I was going to run off and I was going to, go to California and I was going to be on the General Hospital. I was going to get cast because I'm this brilliant actress and I've taken all these acting classes. And I left home and I was gone for about a week, but I missed my mama. And I called her every day, using, long distance. And my mama said, listen, if you are going to call every day and cry every day, why didn't you just stay home? And I said, you know what, mama, you are right. Get me an airline ticket so I can come on home. So I lasted about 7 or 8 days and then I went on home. So I totally understand her daughter being, sad in college. And it's really nice that Heather has the means that she can just jump on a flight and go see her daughter right away, because not everybody has that. You have to wait to the next payday for some people. Anyway, I'm sorry, peeps. I just get to going and can't shut up. So Heather gives the girls these nice little fabulous gifts, a nice little fancy personalized candle, and then these personalized chopsticks or something that says too fabulous to shovel shit. And then you have two jackasses like Emily and Tamra. Want to say something smart, want to get all fly. Everybody knows that Heather does not truly believe that everybody's too fabulous to shovel shit. If she did, she wouldn't have been out there shoveling. It was a joke. It's a joke, ladies. Get over yourself. Now, Emily, she's back to being herself, trying to produce. Somebody done put a battery in her back. So as soon as they get seated well, here she goes. So, how's the trip to Montana? As if she hasn't already been downloaded on the trip from Tamra, from Shannon, from Gina. Girl, go on somewhere. So Emily brings up the whole situation about the D pic. And I said, oh my gosh, are you guys really going to bring up this again? Does she really have to go through this and talk to you guys about this same situation? Emily does say that maybe Jen is overlooking the red flags because she wants the relationship to work out. And I think she is. I think that Ryan is throwing up all kinds of red flags and she just wants to gloss over it because she's trying to save face with this relationship and she doesn't want to be hurt. But I think in the end, she's going to be hurt. Jen tells Tamra, she says, you know what, you've hurt me by spreading all of my business, telling all of these people that I just met, all of my business. You are hurting me. Tamra has the nerve to look this woman in the face and tell her that it wasn't me. It's a small town and everybody knows. A couple of the girls shake their head like, yeah, they've heard some stuff. But seriously, it's one thing for them to hear a little town gossip. It's another thing for somebody who's supposed to be your friend that goes ahead and digs deeper and tells them every little nook and cranny that you know about this relationship. Real friends don't do that. Real friends try to squash the rumors and they tell people, mind your business, leave that girl alone. But that's not how, Tamra treats her. Tamra, of course, gets all loud. She's screaming and hollering. I said, you know what? Y'all are in a classy establishment. Everybody has their high heels on, and you are doing all this screaming and hollering. It's ridiculous. When she threw that napkin at that woman's face, I said, oh my gosh. Jen is a much nicer woman than me. The way I would have ripped her head right off her neck at that table. I mean, it would have been a disgrace how I showed out after she threw that napkin. I mean, seriously, Jen was a classy lady, if you ask me. Personally, I think that Tamra hasn't grown. She hasn't changed, not one bit. I think that she is absolutely jealous of Jen for whatever reason. I absolutely believe that Tamra had the hots for Ryan, and maybe she's just upset about Ryan going with Jen. That comment, maybe she should go upstairs to Ryan's bed and take one for the team. I don't know any married women who would say that, whether it was a joke or not. I do not know any married women who would joke and make a comment like that. It's not okay. I also agree with Shannon. She says, listen, if Ryan is terrible, he's terrible. Jen is the one who has to deal with this. At some point, she will figure this out. You as a friend could have shared this information with her by yourselves, not in front of people, and then let it go. Let her figure this out. Shannon is for some reason throughout this entire situation, Shannon has been the one that has been a voice of reason. This back and forth between Heather and Gina and Emily, I'm tired. I really am. It's like Gina and Emily are jealous of Tamra and Heather's friendship, and they are just piling on. It's almost as if they came up with this together, as if they sat down and said, you know what? Tamra's going to be back. What we can do is we'll just gang up on Heather. Emily makes some kind of comment about Heather needs to pull her head out of Tamra's ass. And I said, wait a minute, wasn't it last season that you and Gina, especially Gina, both of y'all had y'all's heads crammed up Heather's ass? I mean, it would have taken the jaws of life last season to rip Gina's head out of Heather's ass. You know what? If y'all don't sit down and shut the hell up, I don't know. And you know what? Heather may be condescending from time to time. She doesn't mean to be, I don't think. And sharing the fact that she was helping her kids get ready to go to college and packing up and things like that, I don't think that's condescending. She was trying to tell you what she was doing. Even though she was busy living her life, doing her things, she still dropped what she was doing to go hang out with Taylor. Maybe Heather needs some new friends, because let me tell you, Gina, Emily, and Tamra, they are not it. And you know what? Has anybody noticed that Gina and Heather, they love to tag team a person? They love to tag team a person. We have seen this so many times. They tag team Bronwyn. They tag team Noella. And I will never forget some of them comments that they did and said, especially Gina to Noella. And now it's, let's tag team Heather. No, ma'am. I'm not here for it. Gina and Emily are doing too much. Now, Terry calling Heather to let her know that David filed for divorce, and Shannon already knowing this information. Then Shannon getting a little teary-eyed and upset, talking about David's divorce is gonna, cause problems with the money for her kids. I said, girl, I know that's the only reason why you cried about David getting a divorce. You do not want that woman's settlement interfering with your children's cash. I'm here for it. I understand it. And at the end of all of this, I think that Jen pretty much lit Tamra's ass up. And Tamra looked like a complete idiot running through that fancy restaurant, screaming and hollering, I'm gone, I'm gone. I mean, she does this all the time. Tamra is a liar. Tamra is jealous of Jen, and she's trying to embarrass Jen, in my opinion. Emily and Gina, they are trying so hard to have something to argue about. Heather was gracious. She listened. She apologized. There's no way I would apologize. That's a whole bunch of mess. Heather was there for you. She held you while you were crying. You are upset with her over some stupid stuff. You want to tell her that she wasn't being a good friend to you. The only thing that I did agree with was when Gina told her, you went behind my back and told Tamra when I was trying to help you. That is true. Gina did try to help Heather. Heather should have absolutely not gone back and ratted her out to Tamra. I didn't think that was cool. But in my opinion, Gina and Emily are trying as hard as they can to have an argument with Heather, and it's just not here. It's not there. Go on some damn where. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.